Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our end of day live trading session. Right, so let's have a look as to what is happening within the markets at this point in time. Okay, now to give you guys an roundup of what's happening, that kind of thing, I've received a few emails here and there, you know, requesting about the questions in moving stops and those type of things, especially when you're in multiple trades on the same chart. Okay. So I haven't moved any of my stops at this point in time. So since I've taken any of the new trades, those type of things, to show you guys more or less where your stops should be and how we are going to ratchet them. Okay, so that you get a very good understanding of exactly how we manage multiple charts. Okay, now first things first, let's have a look at what is happening with the euro US dollar. Okay, now we've had a bit of consolidation with this one. Okay, it's gone up, it's given a break. I didn't really want to take it purely for the fact of how things were situated and so forth within it. Now, there's one thing I have been waiting for that in terms of getting a better type of signal with the euro US dollar, and that was specifically for the Chiku span break. Now, we've had the Chiku span breaking, but we've got another little issue. Let me just quickly get this set. There we go. Right, so add to the space in front of it. Okay, Chiku's kind of cleared price, but it is again, if this keeps going down, we're not really going to see much. If this starts moving up very soon, then I might look at getting into this. Okay, but with the way it's situated at this point in time, I'm not really that ecstatic about taking a trade on this one. Okay, it's not situated perfectly for me. We've got the price being above the cloud, which is bullish. We've got the future Kuma being bullish, current Kuma is bullish as well. But it's running slightly flat there. And we've got more or less a support resistance level at this point where the cloud is at. Now, this could go sideways, this could go down, this could go up, this could do anything. I'd probably wait for a little bit of a better upwards turn before I really get into this. Okay, I played a little bit safe for this one. I'm just not too happy with exactly what I'm seeing, okay, on this one in particular. So with this one, I think what we're going to do is we're going to basically just grab a hold on this one. Okay, great. We've got Paul on, we've got Cello on as well. How's it, guys? Good to see you. Okay. Just mentioned earlier, Cello, got your mail and that kind of thing, and I specifically made sure to not move my stops or anything with any of the new trades that I've taken to show you this evening exactly how we manage multiple stops, okay, so that you get an idea. Now, okay, good. William's joined as well. Good to have you. Okay, now, like I said, with the first one, we're looking at the Euro US dollar. This is a bullish one at this point in time. Everything's situated at the right point. The only thing, though, is that the Kujin Sen is still in the cloud. Okay, but the future Kumo is bullish. Price is above the cloud. Chico is kind of weird price. The only problem, like I mentioned, is it's too close to price for me still, with the previous price. Because if this continues going down, we're just going to see mayhem. Not only that, it's going to get into the cloud. It's just a bit too close to that. I'd rather wait to get into this one in particular. I want to see some upwards movement. So I want more or less that happening, because as long as that's happening, I know that it's going to stay clear from price. But the lower this goes, the closer it gets to that price there as well. So I'd hold on this one actually. I really wouldn't take it at this point in time. Okay. So kind of hope you guys picked up on that one as well, and you're not on this one yet. Okay, so with this one, with the Euro US dollar specifically, I'll just wait a little bit longer before I really make that plunge. Like I said, I'd prefer to see a slight bit of upwards movement before I actually just jump in. And I think a good thing would be to wait for a level to be broken. In other words, the highs over here. Okay, because we can see that it's forming basically a support resistance level at that point, and we just need to be careful, trying to get in too early. Okay, because sometimes we get excited, we see the opportunity of a trade approaching, and then the first thing we want to do is we want to enter that trade, okay, purely for the fact that we want to try and make some profits. But the issue we've got is that we're trading with emotions at that point, okay, and we're always eager to kind of get in that kind of thing, but we burn our fingers basically by utilize that eagerness. Okay, for me, it's all about getting the best quality trade instead of quantity. Okay, and that's a very important factor to kind of look at. Now, looking at the next chart, then what we've got is here we've got the pound US dollar. Now, with this one, we said we wanted to wait. Okay, because the only issue we had was that the remember we had last week we had the Kujin break, right? Price breaking down over there. So we could get in, but the problem was that the chicken was too close to price, wasn't it? Okay, and look what happened. Jumped up, came back down again, but look how close it is to price now. Okay, so we've got a signal happening. Okay, which is happening? Let's hear it first. Which one are we seeing? That's exactly, well, exactly the Kujin break. That's it, Selo. Okay, now the Kujin break that has happened. Okay, it's price breaking the Kujin, right, from above below for the sell signal. This is an entry signal being generated, but it has to be confirmed. So we can only get into this tomorrow. The problem I've got Okay, there we go, back again. Sorry about that, guys. I think it was just, some issue with the internet. Let me just get this up again. So let me know if you can all hear me again and that kind of thing. Um, but everything seems to be good again at this point. Okay, like I mentioned, great, thanks, hello. Okay, like I mentioned, right, what happened basically is, or what happens in that sense is we need to be able to assess what is most likely going to be the next three things almost that's going to happen. Okay, and like I said, we can wait either for the Chico breaking price, or we could wait for a Tenkan Kujin Sen cross. Okay, that's the red line there crossing from above down. So I'd prefer to rather wait for those signals because it's most likely going to set the Chiku span in a better position. Remember, you guys should have noticed at this point in time that the Chiku is the one that's almost like the one that carries the most weight in terms of our decisions, whether we're going to get in or not. Okay, because it is a good signal to look at. And as long as we apply that, you're going to find that you're going to clear out most of the false signals that way. Okay, right. So with the pound US dollar, we've got a couple of opportunities coming up. Remember we said last week we'd wait a little bit to see whether the picture's going to look a little bit better. We might even wait for the Tenkan Kujin Sen cross. Okay, and so far we've still got those opportunities coming up. So I'll just give this more time before I really jump in. Okay, now next one. Here we've got the US franc. Now this one is an entry we took. Well, yeah, I took this one purely for the fact that the Chiku broke free from price at the bottom here. That's why I got in. And then that was with the from okay, there we go. Let me just get the screen sharing on again. Boom. Okay, so the whole thing basically is that we're going to only ratchet when we can. Okay, so if you haven't got 3 flat levels for the trade you've placed, you don't ratchet it. Okay, and you're going to notice that if you've got multiple trades, in the end you're going to start running, once it goes far enough, those multiple entries are all going to have the same top levels. Okay, so we got into this trade. You guys should be in this one as well. Who currently is in the US franc? Who got that trade? Okay, so William, no. Paul, no. Selo, did you get that one? Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, guys, it's going to be a good way for yourselves to kind of just play around. Remember, do it on a demo account, that kind of thing. Get a feel for the Ichimoku, and try and take the trades as they come up and that kind of thing. But it's going to be a good way for you guys to measure whether your analysis kind of flows correctly, and you can gauge it against how I go about it as well. Okay, should give you a much better idea on whether you're kind of starting to understand it or where you're having issues with and that kind of thing. Okay, so like I said, this one's moving quite nicely. Haven't got any problems with thus far. And with this one in particular, what we're seeing as well is there is a slight retracement, but we've still got a lot of space in front of that Chiku. Okay, and that's why I was so confident in taking one. Okay, good to see you, Dana. I'm just going to put your mic on mute. There we go. That should do it. Okay, right. So, guys, if there's any questions and that kind of thing, all you need to do is just use the group chat feature. You can pop your questions in there as we're going on, that kind of thing. By all means, the more interaction there is, the better. Okay, so with this one, this is a trade that you should have taken. Okay, we're in this one at this point in time, and we're just waiting. Okay, they'll always tend to have a slight retracement, and that's why I like using that 7-candle rule in the beginning. And we only start ratcheting once we've got 3 completed flat levels. So this one's going to take a while before we can really ratchet because we're only at a second flat level, okay, underneath the stop. The only problem is that one is still flat, so it's not even a finished flat section, okay. So once that one finished, then we need to wait for the next flat section before he can really do anything, okay. Right, now, next chart, let's have a look at that. Here's the US yen. Now, this one's been moving beautifully, quite good. Like the way that this one ran, okay. Um, and I'm in my second trade on this one, okay. Now, yeah, I want to show you guys. I got in on this one basically with the Tenkan Sen cross, and the yeah, it was basically the Tenkan Sen cross, which got me in basically at roughly that candle there, right? Um, and also the Chiku started clearing price at that point. Got my stop loss set. Previous stop loss is still at the flat section, the third flat section. This one needs to go down before I can move this down. But then this one would move to that that flat section. Now, once price continues going down, then I'd have that one moving down to that flat level. But then I'd move the new trade's flat level to that flat level as well. Remember, it's always three flat sections. Okay. So with this one, we're having that slight retracement. We're in profits with this one, okay, with the first trade that we got. You can see there's the level. There's our second entry. So I've got an add-on on this one when I had basically the clearance. You see, so when I got in on that one, I was clear, with the Chiku. The retracement started forcing it in there as well now. So we might see some slight sideways movement now. Could go up, could go down. Okay. All right, so I take it some of you should be in this one as well. Okay. Uh, if not, by all means, no worries. Okay. You're going to notice it's going to be a lot with what you feel comfortable with. If you feel it's a little bit too close and you want to wait a little bit longer, by all means. I mean, we could just as well now, if you haven't gotten into this one yet, okay, you could just wait for the Chico breaking price to the bottom again, or you could wait for a Kujin break happening once this turns again. Okay, so there's still another chance of getting in for you guys. Okay, for those who didn't get in on the break at the bottom, yeah. Okay, right. This one obviously bearish. Okay, we can see future Kumo is bearish. It's getting quite big there, but it's because of the consolidation happening at that point in time. And also, we can see that we're starting to get a bit of flat sections here. Everything's in the right order. Okay, Chiku is kind of heading into price, so that's why I'm thinking we might see some sideways movement coming. It could just continue going up. You're gonna have to wait and see what exactly happens with this one. Okay, but so far the trade is going nice. Not worried about that one at all. Okay, so US CAD. Now this is that we've been in for a little while now. Okay. Now with this one in particular as well, got the movement, had everything moving nicely and that kind of thing, and I've got my stop loss set in a positive section at this point in time because we've got 1, 2, 3 pleated flat sections. Okay, and then we could ratchet it too. So we had the big jump basically from the top there where we ratcheted, or from there where we okay, there we go. Right. So, like I said, this has been trending down for a little while now, quite sharply. And with this sharp downwards movement. There has to be a retracement at either point. And we're starting to get it more or less at this level now. Now, like I said, it's just now waiting and seeing what this is going to deliver. Hopefully this pulls back far enough to actually give us another entry to get into. Okay, so we can add to the position, because that's the key money-making factor with the Ichimoku. It's being able to utilize those extra entry signals that tend to come up. I still got enough space actually in front of the Chiku as well. We just need to wait and see how this is going to go. But this one is trending bearish, nice and strong. Everything is kind of looking good at this point in time, so I'm happy with that one. There's been a lot of big retracements today. Yesterday we were basically double the amount of profits. Okay, so you can see your profits have kind of dwindled, but the retracements will always do that. So expect that you're gonna get this as a normal flow. This tends to always happen, where you're gonna get your entry and start making profits, and all of a sudden it turns against you. Okay, it doesn't necessarily take you out, but then goes again, and then it loses some of those profits, and then it swings again, and then it loses some of those profits. It's going to feel like a roller coaster pull, up high, down low. In profits, losing profits. Those type of things that keeps on happening. Okay, you need to get used to this because it's the normal way that the Ichi runs with. Okay, are there any questions on this particular chart at this point in time that any of you have got before we move on to the next one? Okay, so then it looks good so far. Okay, let's look at the next one. Right. Now here's one we got a while ago as well, and that was with the Tenkan Kujin-sen. No, that one was actually over here on that candle, with the confirmation of the Kumo break. Okay, basically sent price clear from it. So, and this one is ratcheted quite nicely now. Okay, we can ratchet this one even more, I think. No, we can't. 1, 2, 3. We can. Okay, remember those are not flat sections; they're slightly skew downwards. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what we're looking at with this one. Now we've got Chiku heading into price. Okay, so we could probably see a bit more sideways movement. This could go up. Do not know. We're going to need to wait. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this to the flat section over there. Boom. There we go. Modify the stop. Okay, a little bit lower to the next flat section. Okay. So again, just minimizing losses. Okay. And we could probably see another entry come up very soon if this goes down again. Now, it could go sideways, it could go up, it could come down. Okay. The beautiful thing at this point in time is that we have minimized the losses by quite a bit with the ratcheting method at this point in time. If it continues going down, even better. We're going to start moving into some nice profits as well. Okay. So all in all, this one at this point in time is bearish, but we're most likely going to see what? What should we be expecting? Most likely, the highest probability that we're going to notice now is that's Paul. Well done. Well done. Exactly. We're going to start seeing consolidation most likely at this point in time. Because look, we're getting the Chiku moving into price. But also, look at how close price is to the cloud now. Okay. So we might see that the most likely thing to happen at this point in time is definitely consolidation. Could continue going up. We don't know yet. We're going to need to make sure that it actually kind of, well, not make sure, but we just need to wait and see how this is going to go and how it derives. But the most likely possibility at this point in time is definitely consolidation. Again, well done on spotting that one, Paul. Okay. It shows me that you're starting to, you know, catch some of the points and so forth of the system. Okay, I'm happy with that then. Right. Any questions at this point in time on this particular chart that any of you might have? Okay, so I think then most of you should be fine. I'm not getting any replies yet, so okay. Let's move on to the next chart. Okay, thanks, Will. Right. Now over here, we've got an interesting one. The Euro franc. Now this is one that has been having quite a bit of consolidation for a little while. Okay. We got the entry on the Kumo break over here. We set our stop loss, that kind of thing, and we're waiting to ratchet. How many flat sections have we got underneath that stop? Can we ratchet the stop at this point for the Euro franc? Who knows? That's it exactly. There's not enough. Okay, we've only got two flat levels, so we can't really ratchet the stop at this point in time. So we still need to leave it. Okay, and let it do its thing. Remember, we had the possibility of taking the Kujin break last week as well, right? Remember? Check here. That candle there, right? And we thought that, okay, we'd rather wait a little bit longer purely for the fact that the Chiku was kind of too close to price. Now it has started clearing price to the bottom, which is good to see, but it's still too close to price. Okay. Now, question at this point in time. According to the Ichimoku itself, which direction is this trending? Would you guys like me to zoom in? Okay, there. Paul's answered. Williams answered. Stella's answered. Okay, that's it, guys. Exactly. This will be classed as a bearish trade because price is below the cloud. Future Kumo is bearish as well. Okay. Tenkan Kujin Sen is below the cloud. Not only that, we've got price below those two lines as well. So all in all, this is seen as bearish. Only problem at this point is placement of the Chiku span. It's just too close to price, so I'd just rather wait a little bit longer. Now we could wait, so that's why I did not take. Okay, and I'm probably sure some of you also did not take that signal over there. Okay, the Kujin break, purely for the fact of how close price was, or the Chiku was to that price there. Okay, so none of you should be in an extra trade on this one yet. Okay, for me, I would wait either for the Tenkan Kujin Sen cross because that's another sell signal that is coming up. But what is another one we could wait for? So we're going to have most likely the Tenkan Kujin Sen cross that's going to come up. That's going to be the red line crossing the blue line from above to below. It's a sell signal. What's the other one that's most likely going to pop up? Also a sell signal that could come in. Okay, we're not looking at the upwards movement at this point in time purely for the fact that the chart is bearish. Okay, so we're looking at sell opportunities. What's another sell opportunity that is most likely gonna be produced in maybe a week or two, a week and a half, I'd say? I basically want to see how well you guys would be able to identify possible entry opportunities. Really? None of you know? You can't see? Okay. Ah, there we go. Thanks, Celo. Thanks. That is exactly it. Spot on, my friend. Spot on. Okay, it's the Chiku break. Okay, I'm going to show you guys now. We can wait for the Chiku to break price over here. Okay, once it gets into this position here, then we're going to have a much better opportunity. Okay, because we're most likely going to have the Chiku being clear from price. It's just too close to price at this point in time. Okay. So that's the only thing we need to wait for, okay, at this point in time. Like I said, if we get the Tenkan Kujin-Ten cross happening, we just need to kind of see where the Chiku's going to be. If the Chiku's still not in a favorable position, I'd rather wait for the Chiku break to happen. Okay, in other words, Chiku breaking the price. Okay, so for this one, we're in the trade. We can't ratchet. This one we don't do anything. We leave it. We let it be. Okay, right. Next chart. Now we're looking at the Hero Pound. Now this one we had quite a couple of entries that has been produced. Okay, we've had one recently now. Kujin break and Tenkan, Kujin and Tenkan send cross as well. Okay, so there's two signals that literally happened one on top of the other. But why am I not in this trade? Okay, question is who is in this trade recently now, like in the last week? Who got into this trade? Are they yes or no? Okay, good. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. Okay. So you guys obviously then didn't just jump for the fact of seeing an entry signal. Okay. You actually analyzed this properly, and that's what I like. Okay? I like to see these things. What are we waiting for? Or more or less, what I did mention it last week, but what are we waiting for? What are we looking for? Let me show you guys. I'm just waiting for that level to be broken. That's it. That's it. We're starting to get there. We are most likely going to get the confirmation tomorrow. Depends on how this candle runs. But it'll start sending the Chiku clear from price. And then I'll go for it. Okay. This one has been trending beautifully. Any of you who got into this one is still in this trade. And the only entry you would have ever gotten for this one was basically the Kumo break. Okay, and this one would have made a lot of money at this point in time. This is huge profits we're talking about. If you took the Kumo break at that point over there, then your stop to entry distance, okay, would have been, you would have gotten, let's say you would have gotten in roughly around about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in other words, there. We're looking at roughly 1,050 points, okay, as your 1%. We're now sitting at about 6 times that. At 6% profit on that one if you took this one on the Kumo break. Okay. Sometimes they run and they run and they don't give you another entry. We have gotten a couple of entries only the last couple of weeks now. Okay, to get a re-entry into this trade. I wasn't happy with it with the way in which the Chiku was situated. So I wanted to wait for a better signal, for a clearer signal before I really get in. So now I just wait for the clearing of that level in particular. So hopefully tomorrow might be able to get in. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at with that one in particular. Okay. Right. Next chart then. Let's see what we've got going with that one. What's happening here? Now I'm gonna let you guys analyze this one for me. What do we need to do? What can we do? What signals are coming up? Can we enter? Should we? Shouldn't we? Let's see. See how well you guys know your stuff at this point in time. Okay, it's the pound franc. We're already in this one. Firstly, is it bullish or bearish? That's it, right, Paul. It's bearish. Okay. Are there any signals that have been produced? Well done, Paul. That's exactly it. It's a Tenkan Kujinsen cross. Okay. We had before the Kujin break, which happened there. Wasn't happy with it because of the fact where that Chica was situated. So I said I'd wait probably for the Tenkan Kujinsen cross, which actually happened yesterday. So this one's confirmed. Okay. What do you guys think? Should we get in? Okay, so two of you saying yes. Motivate your answer for me. Okay. So this is looking like a very, very strong possibility. Have a look at maybe two options or three options that could happen. Okay, remember, one of three things could happen with price from this point onwards. Could either move up. If it's going to move up, what's going to happen? Okay. Could either move sideways. If it's going to move sideways, what's going to happen? Or it could continue going down. Okay. The angles at which the Tenkan and Kujinsen are pointing at this point in time is very nice. They're pointing down. They're in the right order. The future Kuma is pointing down as well. So all the downward signals are looking good. Okay. But I tend to kind of rather lean the same way as Selo is leaning on this one. Okay. And that is just waiting for price to clear past that low over there. Okay, because then I'll feel more confident of it. Okay, because then I know there's a lot more space in for this. If this just continues going sideways, we're still going to hit price. Okay, so I'd probably just wait to give you guys a better idea. We've had the signal. I'm just waiting for the ticket to be slightly better positioned. Therefore, I'd probably just wait until we get that level, that low there, broken. Because look what's happening. We had price getting to that level, right? And it's starting to go up from there. So what are we most likely seeing? Support and resistance level. Okay, let me zoom out. This is going to give us a better idea. Let me zoom out. Okay, so far it looks like it's only that point there and nothing else. Okay, so it's already both points have passed that one. There's nothing really there. So at this point in time, I'm fairly happy to just wait for it to break that level right there. Okay. So it's not a major support resistance level, but it has bounced off of that level compared to the previous section. And remember, what possibility have we got if this continues going up? Okay, this could be forming a double bottom. You see it? Okay, it's already gone down. Boom, gone up, came down, and it's starting to bounce off that same level. Two lows. Okay, there's the midpoint. So once it passes that point, we've got a confirmed double bottom. Okay. So like I said, with this one, I just wait for that level at the bottom to be broken, and then I'll definitely jump into this one. Okay, with everything in there. But purely for the fact of what's most likely, to occur, everything's looking good for the bottom cycle. I just wait for that low there to be broken as well, because at least that takes the double bottom out of the equation as well. Okay. Right, so I hope that has cleared up some of the confusion or doubts that some of you might have, okay, in terms of analyzing these positions and so forth. Like I said, the big thing is you want to be able to look 3 steps ahead in time, to be able to see whether you are in a favorable position or not, okay, and that's what it's all about. So I'm just waiting. Maybe tomorrow. We might have the Chiku clearing it. I'm definitely getting in then. But it's only going to take a day or two before we really know. Once the starts going up from tomorrow, let's say the starts going up from tomorrow and that kind of thing, and we at least have saved ourselves from a false entry, but we can get another signal because we can get Chiku, if this goes up, breaking price downwards again. Then I'd get in. Okay, so you see, there's a couple of possibilities that could come up. I'm just looking at which would be the best approach in terms of what I've got in front of me at this point in time. Okay, that's why the Ichimoku can be difficult to trade sometimes. Okay, it takes almost like an outside of the box approach, trying to see what's the most likely possible scenarios that could come up within. I'd say normally you want to look at what could happen in a week. Okay, and that would help you to better judge which would be a better position or stronger entry signal to get into. This is a good entry signal. I'm just not Okay, so it looks like we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna get the screen share back on. Boom, done. Okay, like I was saying, okay, um, what is currently happening at this point in time? Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we should do? Is there any signals that are up? What is most likely gonna happen now? I hear from you. Firstly, can we move the stop loss? What are you guys saying? There we go. Okay, good one, seller. That's it. Okay, so let's count. We've got, okay, that's a flat section, but it's not completed. So we've got one, two, three. This means we're moving stop loss to basically break even. There we go. Slightly in a profit technically with that. And look there, it's going to be like a $6 profit, but it's something. So that one already moved good enough in that sense for us to kind of smile at this point in time now. Now, is there any other possibility that could be coming up? Anything else that you guys can see with this that we might need to do? Here we go. Nice, William. It's the Kujin break that is forming at this point in time. So this is definitely going to be confirmed by tomorrow. If it confirms tomorrow, should we get in? That's it, exactly, William. We'll be waiting for the Chiku to rather just clear price, okay? Because it is quite close to price now. So we could see some consolidation coming up now, okay? So let's just wait and see if price or price gets cleared basically by the Chiku span, okay? Yes, that's right as well, Seller. Tenkan Sen and Kujin Sen is in the wrong order, okay? So there's one or two things that could happen now, okay? We could wait for the Tenkan Kujinsen cross because that is most likely going to put the Chiku in a much better position. Or we could just wait for the Chiku clearing price and take that as the entry signal. So there's two possibilities that we have got as another entry, okay, apart from this one that is being shown now. Okay. So I just wait a little bit longer before I actually just jump in on this one. Okay. But all in all, this is looking quite good. I'm happy with this. Okay. Um, Right, next one. Let's have a look. Here we've got the New Zealand US dollar. Now we're in a trade here with the, from what was the Kuma break that we took? Up, and it broke the levels that I wanted to wait for, sent the Chiku into clear price. The only issue with this one at this point in time is it's been pulling back quite sharply and it's moved the Chiku back into price. Okay. Question is, can we move the stop? Okay, let me show you where the stop is situated then. That line there is the stop loss. Right there. If you look closer to the left, you can see the numbers being given of the level there for the stop loss, the order number, and so forth in the back. Okay, so that's the placement of the stop. Okay, that's it. Right, so we can. So let's count. Not finished. Small flat level switch. One. It's two. another small one, 3. So we can pull that one to there. Boom, done. Minimized our losses on that one already if it continues going down. Now this could go sideways again. We might get another re-entry coming up. I'd still look for the chicken being clear from price before I really do anything else in terms of that. But with this one at this point in time, there's nothing we can really do. We're just going to need to wait and see what happens. Okay, it could go sideways from here. It could go down. It could go up. We do not know. Even if it goes up from here, it doesn't look too good. Okay, because it's definitely going to be hitting price. Okay, so the sharper it goes up, the better. But yeah, I'll just wait a little bit longer to get a better idea of what's going to transpire with this one. Okay, right. Next one, Australia, New Zealand dollar. Okay, so what's with this one? Okay, seller, which chart are you referring to specifically? The current one or the previous one? Okay. Okay, there is only one entry that has been taken on this one. Okay. That is not an entry. That is just support and resistance level. So I'm just going to remove that one. Delete. There we go. Okay. So we've only got the one stop on that one in particular. Okay. Right. Australian, New Zealand dollar. Okay. With that one, what are we looking at? Okay. Firstly, can we ratchet the stop? There's the stop loss. That's it. That's right, William. So let's count. 1, 2, 3. Look at how close that's going to the beautiful, nice big jump with that one. Love it. Okay, perfect. Stops moved. Okay, nothing else we can really do. We just need to wait now. Okay. Um, it's been trending beautifully so far. Going sideways now, but yeah, we'll just wait. That's a big level there. So once that gets broken, we could expect this to go a lot further in the upwards direction. Okay, so nothing really up with this one at this particular point in time. We could move the stop, so we've minimized our losses in terms of what could happen with that when it comes back. Right, next one. Australian US dollar. Very similar to the previous one, but it's cleared most of the previous levels. Remember, we wanted to wait specifically for that level to be broken, right, before we jump in. We got the break, we got the entry. It's going nicely. Can we ratchet the stop on this one? Let me move that line slightly up. There we go. So you can see clearly what's happening here. Okay, can we move the stop? Okay, yes, we can move it. So it's one little one, two little ones, three little ones. There we go. Uh, Boom, right over there. Boom, modified. Okay, perfect. Right now, okay, so I have missed your question. Um, would I wait for a flat level to confirm? Previous chart. Okay, so in other words, you're asking me to wait for the break of that level before I really get in on another trade. Kujin. Okay, so how do you mean specifically with flat level to confirm? Um, what I'm basically, okay, I see what you're saying actually. Yes, I see what you're saying. Okay, normally, yeah, we would wait because that one actually needs to confirm in that sense. We're close to the end of the evening, so that one's probably going to stay that way as well. Okay, but just technically, we'd actually only move the stop tomorrow, purely for the fact that it's only actually confirmed then to be a completed flat section. Okay, I think that's what you're getting to. Um, so yeah, we'd actually only ratchet this one tomorrow. Don't really think this is gonna do anything else at this point in time because it's so late in the evening and it's we're gonna get in a couple of hours we're gonna get the close of the market and the new candle opening anyway. And we'll at this point in time, so normally around about 7ish and later and that kind of thing, you're not really gonna get any big movement happening, purely for the fact that most of the markets are closed. We're in the last session of the US market and it's getting to the point of closing as well. And then it's only going to be the odd traders on the market, and they're not going to have a lot of movement that's going to happen. Once the new candle starts, that's when we're going to start. Only after the new candle starts, we're going to get movement from the Asian markets. Okay. So technically, we should actually just wait till after this evening before we get the confirmation for that flat section. Hopefully that answers it the way you're looking for it. I think I hit it. Okay, good. Right, so on this one, we did the ratcheting as well. We completed with that. So next one, last chart. Let's have a look at that. Boom. This one, we had the original entry with the Tenk Kujinsen cross. Okay, now we've had the Chiku moving into price. That's why I didn't take the Kujin break over there. Right? I'd still wait a little while before I really kind of get into anything in particular with this one. So I can't really jump in now because there's nothing up. Uh, we've got the break of price with the Chiku happening here. So we could see this going up even further. Okay. Could be going into the cloud, could come down. We do not know yet. Okay, so we're going to need to kind of just wait and see what's going to happen with this. Question is, can we move the stop loss? That's it, exactly. We've got the flat section there. There's a slight little bump down on that one, but that's basically a flat section. 1, 2, 3. I'm not counting that one because it's not finished yet. Okay, so we can move it to the next level from here to there. Perfect, that's done. Okay, and yes, it is quite close now, but it's all good. Okay, we've minimized any chances of losing more than what we could have. Now it's just waiting and seeing what this is going to do. Okay, right. So that's basically it for the round of charts that we're looking at. Okay, let's have a quick peek at. See now, Rand's basically stabilizing more or less at 1530. Okay, going to be interesting to see what this is going to do a bit later on. Uh, and then, like we see Brent crude, remember, we looked at that and we're expecting this to get more expensive, okay, because it started moving into a bullish cycle. Okay, I mean, look how long ago it was in a bullish cycle. So yeah, we're going to need to wait and see, what's going to happen with that specifically. I think this did bounce off the support and resistance level from here. Yep, that level there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. This could go down now a little bit more. We don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. If it breaks that point, then we could expect it to go a lot higher. Okay. But just, I've just added those two just for interest sake, looking at if we're going to get increases in petrol or anything like that, so we can budget a little bit better, or make money off of it, obviously. But you can see how specifically with the U.S. rand, how volatile these things can get. Okay, I mean, basically, remember, guys, what what do we call it? Um, I think it was, yeah, it was roughly around about here, where the news of the uh, new finance minister was announced, and look at how the markets reacted to that, and all the controversy after that. Yeah, Pravin stepped in. You can see basically now how small little things like that can make a huge change in basically just the US Rand exchange rate. I've always joked with the clients, in a jokingly manner, whenever there's a State of the Nation address or that kind of thing, just kind of um, if it's the rand US, you short it, but because it's the US rand, you're going to long it, okay? Because it's the weakening of the rand that we're playing. Because there's never, ever, ever any good policies or solid policies that gets given, okay? And that's the issue, and that's the problem, why we don't get foreign investments or those type of things, okay? It's also a difficult environment for business. Business don't want to get into any country that hasn't got any solid I want to say, what's the right word now? Oh, I had it earlier. But anyway, if there's no set, laid plans of that kind of thing of action, and a thorough way of going about it, then business is not going to want to kind of put anything into it. It's too risky. I mean, there's no way to judge what's going to happen or what they need to do or those type of things. Okay, and until that gets solved, we're not really going to see anything good happening. Okay, and that's the issue that we're seeing. And funny enough, I mean, if you look at it with all those State of the Nation addresses, no matter how far you go back, you can see what the effect it has had on the Rand, basically. Okay. But guys, that's it basically for the session. We're at the end of it, 5 minutes over, but not an issue at all. Main thing was getting through the charts and so forth. Want to just find out from you guys before we log off, are there any questions that any of you might have that you'd like me to tackle just before we kind of, finish off? Okay, on Frank Yen, what if ratcheting took you below current price? You're not going to move it then. If it had to take me below the current price, I'm definitely not going to move it. I'm going to keep it where it was. Okay. Technically, I probably would have felt a little bit safer just keeping this where it is, giving it slightly more room, but purely for the fact that the Chico has moved above, yeah, gone above price from this point. Yes, I'm probably going to be taken out, but it's going to be a smaller loss. Um, if this was where I had to move it, let's say to that level, okay, I would not have moved it. I would have kept it where it was, okay, purely for the fact that I can't move it there. I have to close the trade then. So I just still give the trade that little bit of extra breathing room until I can move it then. Okay, so that's how I'd go about it on that one specifically. Okay, good question. Very good question, Selo. Okay, right. Okay, so William's good. Okay, Paul's good. Dana, anything from your side? Okay, looks to be good then. Okay, right, guys, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed the session. Hope you picked up a couple of things tonight as well. And that's it. I'll see you guys then again next week, same time as always. Okay, enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. I'm off.